February 15th, 2026, the miracle of the work process. Miracle of the work process. I kind of paused a little bit because I really didn't know what to title this. I had a different title than I initially, but that's the best I can come up with right now. Now, this idea was also inspired Friday as I was just thinking of things. I've been just spilling everything out of my head onto the paper. A new process I took from a different channel that was mentioning the best way to really kind of see the project that you're working on or whatever your task you're doing is to write down the process, the whole full process of how you're going to do it. And just, and then I remember my mom saying, whenever your mind gets jumbled all up and there's so much stuff going on, write everything down. So I've been since that day, well, yeah, this past week, I've been really focusing on doing just that, writing everything down that's coming to my head so that it's not so much going on in my mind all the time. Now, the miracle of this is that it's really been helping me to clear my head a lot. It's been helping me to understand what it is I'm supposed to do. And I think a lot of the issues I've had with lack of completion of things or stalling or just, the part where I get to every part of the artistic journey or just regular tasks is because I really have been chasing the end of it than the journey. And I mentioned this before, but I also thought about I've been so focused on the ending, I haven't really chased the idea of whatever I'm supposed to do. And that's really the 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 heart of it, because if you don't really know the idea that you're really trying to come bring it to fruition, it's very difficult to bring it into fruition. And I'd have some parts of the idea, but then, I jump to another part of the process. Oh, I got to figure out how to do this, but I never really sat with the idea itself and just brainstormed and said, okay, what do I actually want this to look like? What I want it to feel like? What am I going after? Let me get some visuals together. Let me just kind of understand what it is I'm trying to do. And there were times when I would do that, but I didn't really do it in a full scope. And so I get frustrated somewhere down the process when it was whatever I was working on didn't come out the way I wanted it to. And now I'm going to this process of like, I need to really figure out what I want something to look like. If it's an illustration, if it's a logo, if it's whatever it could be, a painting, whatever it could be, I need to really sit with it to understand. And not too long to where I'm procrastinating, but just long enough to where when I go out, I feel confident of what I'm attempting to achieve, as opposed to just kind of half-baked idea and then just jump into working on it, but I don't really know. Now, sometimes some people work that way and they may just kind of, they're like I would say like a, what do you call the artists that, they use the clay and they're molding it and they're figuring out the shape of it and they don't really have an idea. They know what they want, but they're figuring out. Some people work that way. I don't. I like to have a direction, and it's like in the first time in my years, I feel like I'm really chasing after myself. I'm really chasing to understand me, and not even chasing it, but rather I am kind of standing on pause to be like, well, what do you really want? What do you like? What don't you like? What inspires you? What doesn't inspire you? And I'm really clicking with that. And I know that's the relationship with the Father and the tools, and the Father, Son, Holy Ghost, and the tools they're putting in my path. Like I've been reading Artist Way. I just finished the book. Really great book, and I finished that yesterday. And it was just with it was just reminding me and lot. It was just reminding me of what I want to do, and a lot of it was some things that I know, but I think I just needed an echo chamber. I needed an echo chamber to be like, oh, okay, I'm not so crazy thinking this way. And then the Artist Way, with that book specifically, it really makes you, as I'm doing the more the pages, which are three pages basically, where you just kind of, vomit out what's in your head basically. And with those pages, it's really been helping me to just pour a little deeper into what I'm feeling, like pour out a little deeper into what I'm feeling about things and have a better understanding. I've always journaled, so I just added additional 2 pages to it. but it has been helping, and then the questions she makes you answer, well, she doesn't make you, but the questions that she lays out for you to answer, and the activity part of it has really helped me to think back to things and why do I think this way and why do I react that way. It, I do think there's something about writing things down and really exploring why do you feel certain ways, why do you look at it that way. So it's really helping. I would suggest it to anybody, like write your process down, every step of it, and whatever. And another key thing I've been doing is whatever I don't understand about something, I've been writing it out and as a question. Okay, if I get paused in a project, okay, I don't understand this part of it. Let me research this, and I literally write that. So I don't know if that helps somebody out. I hope it does.